everyone, welcome back or welcome if you are new. I'm Aziza, and today we are talking about something almost everyone struggles with, but very few people know how to control, which is overthinking. Thinking too much, replaying conversations, imagining worst case scenarios, waiting for the perfect moment, feeling mentally tired but doing nothing. You want to change your life, you want to start, you want to improve, but somehow you stay stuck inside your head. And the worst part, overthinking feels productive. It feels like you are solving problems, but in reality, it keeps you frozen. So, in this episode, we are going to talk deeply about why people overthink, how overthinking destroys confidence, why fear keeps you stuck, and most importantly, how to stop overthinking and finally take action. And trust me, if you stay until the end, you will understand why action is actually the cure for anxiety, fear, procrastination, low confidence, and mental exhaustion. So, the first thing that we need to talk about is that why do we overthink so much? Really, why? Why do we overthink so much? The thing is that most people think overthinking happens because they care too much. But honestly, overthinking usually comes from fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, fear of making the worst decisions, fear of being judged. Sometimes people actually overthink because they want control, they want guarantees, they want certainty. They want to know exactly what will happen before they start. But life doesn't actually work like that. You can't think your way into certainty. And this is why so many people stay stuck for so many years. They keep saying, what if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I am not ready? What if I make the wrong choice? What if I regret it later? What if? And while they are busy thinking, life keeps moving. Other people start businesses. Other people apply for jobs. Other people learn skills. Other people improve their language skills. Other people take opportunities. Not because they are fearless, but because they act before feeling fully ready. The second thing that we need to talk about is that overthinking creates fake problems. And this is really important. Overthinking creates fake problems, not real problems, fake problems. One dangerous thing about overthinking is this: your brain starts creating problems that don't even exist yet. You create conversations in your head. You predict rejection before it even happens. For example, someone wants to start posting videos online, but before they even upload the first video, their brain says, people will judge you, you look awkward, your English isn't perfect, nobody will watch. What if people from school see this? What if you fail publicly? And suddenly they quit before they even began. Not because they failed, but because their mind convinced them they would fail. This actually happens to students, to employees, business owners, content creators, language learners, almost everyone. Sometimes the problem isn't reality. The problem is the story inside your head. The truth about confidence is that a lot of people say, I will start when I feel confident. But confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes after action. And this is happening. And this is something many people don't understand. You don't wake up confident. You build confidence by doing difficult things repeatedly. Think about learning a new skill. At first, it feels scary. You make mistakes, you forget some tools, you feel embarrassed, but after practicing many times, you slowly become more comfortable. Why? Because action teaches your brain, I survived. It's okay to make mistakes, and I can do this. So the same thing happens with public speaking, business, social anxiety, job interviews, relationships, content creation, studying, and life in general. The more you avoid action, the scarier things become. And the more you practice action, the easier life becomes. So when we speak about actions, we need to speak about perfectionism, and perfectionism is secret fear. Many overthinkers are actually perfectionists. They want the perfect plan, they want the perfect timing, the perfect skills, the perfect confidence, and the perfect results. But perfectionism often hides fear. Why? Because if everything must be perfect, you always have a reason not to start. You would delay, postpone, maybe you over prepare, or maybe you even wait. And suddenly months pass, and sometimes years pass. You keep watching other people live the life you want while you stay trapped in preparation mode. And here's the truth, your first attempt will probably be messy. Your first video may not look professional. Your first business idea may fail. Your first conversation may feel awkward. Your first podcast episode may sound strange. That is very normal. Really, that is very normal. Absolutely normal. Nobody starts amazing. People become good because they kept going. And this basically leads us to action. Action reduces anxiety. And this is very powerful. Action reduces anxiety faster than thinking ever will. Let's say you are scared of public speaking. If you keep avoiding conversations, your fear grows. But if you practice speaking every day, what happens? Your brain slowly adapts. And this is how humans work. Avoidance increases fear, while exposure reduces fear. And the same thing happens with job interviews, driving, social situations, starting a business, making content, learning skills, speaking in meetings, and trying new things. Many people think I need motivation first, but in reality, action creates motivation. So once you begin so once you begin moving, your brain starts feeling progress, and progress creates energy. Let's look at the what if trap. Overthinkers live inside what if questions. What if I fail? What if it goes wrong? What if I embarrass myself? But rarely do they ask, what if it works? What if my life changes? What if this opportunity helps me grow? What if I become stronger? What if starting today changes everything? Your mind automatically focuses on danger, but growth only happens when you move despite uncertainty. No successful person had full certainty. People succeed because they take action even while feeling scared. Let me give you some real examples. Let's imagine a student who wants to improve language, a particular language. Every day they say, I need to study, I need to improve my speaking, I should practice more. But instead of practicing, they watch videos about studying, they search for the best method, they buy notebooks, they plan schedules. But they never actually start speaking. Why? Because action feels uncomfortable. Planning feels safer than doing. And honestly, many people are addicted to preparation. Why? Because preparation feels less scary than real action. But real improvement only begins when you practice, even badly, even imperfectly. Your brain loves comfort. So, overthinking is sometimes your brain trying to protect you. Your brain loves comfort, it loves familiarity, it wants safety. That's why change feels uncomfortable. So, when you try something new, your brain says, danger, stop it, stay safe, avoid risk. But if you always follow fear, if you always listen to fear, your world becomes smaller. And slowly, people become mentally exhausted because deep inside, they know they are capable of more. This is why taking action feels freeing, because every small action proves I am stronger than my fear. And you are stronger than your fear. And everyone is actually stronger than their fear. So small actions change your life. Many people think life changes through huge actions, but honestly, most transformation happens through small daily actions. Studying 20 minutes daily, practicing language every day, applying for opportunities, uploading content consistently, waking up earlier, exercising regularly, reading daily, speaking up in meetings, trying again after failure. Tiny actions repeated consistently create massive change. Not motivation, not talent, not perfection, but consistency. So you really need to stop waiting for the perfect moment. One of the biggest lies people believe is one day I will be ready. One day I will do this. One day I will do that. But readiness is created through action. If you wait until fear disappears, you may wait forever. If you wait until you are ready, you will wait forever. Even successful people feel nervous. Even confident people doubt themselves. Even experienced people overthink sometimes. But the difference is this: they act anyway. They are scared, but they act. They are not confident, but they act. They feel that they have less experience, but they act. And that's the secret. Not confidence, not perfection, but movement. So let's make this practice, all right? It's like how to stop overthinking immediately. Here are simple things that genuinely help. Number one, take action before your brain creates excuses. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. So you just need to act quickly. Number two, focus on the next step only, not the whole future, just the next step. Because focusing on the whole future might look scary. So, what you need to do is that just focus on the next step. Number three, stop trying to control everything. You can't predict life perfectly. So you just need to focus on the next step and stop controlling everything. Number four, accept imperfection. Messy action is better than perfect delay. Seriously, accept imperfection, accept mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, accept them and move on. Number five, reduce overconsumption. Too much scrolling, too much comparing, too much of watching others increase overthinking. So, what you need to do, reduce that. Reduce comparing yourself to others. Just focus on yourself, focus on your journey, because your journey matters the most. Number six, practice doing uncomfortable things. And this actually builds mental strength. Seriously, practice doing uncomfortable things. And number seven, you need to remember one thing: thoughts are not facts, they are fake. Because just because your brain says something scary doesn't mean it is true. It's just that your brain is protecting you because your brain loves being in a very comfortable place, in a very familiar place. But if you need to succeed, you need to get out of that comfort space. One more thing that I want to talk about is the cost of overthinking. People usually talk about fear of failure, but honestly, we should also talk about fear of regret. Because years later, many people regret not starting, not trying, not speaking up, not taking opportunities, not believing in themselves, and spending too much time being afraid. So, overthinking steals your time, and time is something you never get back. So, my final message: if you have been waiting, this is your sign to start. Not perfectly, not confidently, and not fearlessly. Just start. Start scared, start messy, start uncertain. Because action changes people. The people you admire, they were once beginners too. They also doubted themselves. They also felt afraid. They also overthought. But they moved anyway. And little by little, their lives changed. Your future is not built by thinking alone, it is built by action. So today, I want you to stop waiting for the perfect timing. Send the email that you have been delaying. Start the channel that you have been dreaming of. Practice speaking the language you really want. If it's a Korean language, if it is French, Spanish, right? Really practice speaking the language you really want. Apply for the opportunity that you always wanted. Study particular skills. Take the first step because your life can actually change the moment you stop living inside your head and start moving. So, yeah, this is basically everything that I thought of sharing. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, you don't need to feel ready to begin, you only need to begin. So, if you feel that someone else needs to listen to today's episode, please feel free to share this episode with the person who needs to listen to. And I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. If you have specific topics that you want me to talk about, please let me know down below. So, thank you so much once again, and I will be looking forward to having you on the upcoming episode. Have a great day and take care. Bye bye.